welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so this week our subject is a bit of a touchy topic. We're talking about toxic friendships. Okay, so how many of you guys have encountered a toxic friend? I know I have. And it's the strangest thing because throughout the friendship, you wonder, it's like you have to know what you're doing. You just have to know. But surprisingly, there's people out there that are completely oblivious to the bad behaviors that they carry around, right? Then there's others that know about it, but they just don't want to do the work to change. They're unmotivated. So I'm about to give y'all the lowdown of the signs of a toxic friend. Okay. One of the things that you want to look out for is the frequent criticism or belittling. Any friend that finds fault with everything you do, every choice you make, or even your success, like they have something to say always. The second thing you want to look out for is the disregard for personal boundaries. They don't respect your space. These are people that think they could just bombard in your life and say jump and you're going to do it, right? The third thing you want to look out for is jealousy or possessiveness. They're overly concerned with your other relationships that you have. They try to control everything about it, which leads me into the next manipulative actions or words. They're forever gaslighting you. Those are key signs.
Understand or acknowledge your feelings. Lack of reciprocity. It's a one sided friendship. Then you have betraying your trust. Someone who always gossips about you and uses your secrets and your vulnerableness against you. Self centeredness, always talking about themselves, never sharing the spotlight. Emotional manipulation, playing victim, shifting the blame, and making you feel guilty. And then you have controlling behavior, dictating your choices, pressuring you into things you don't want to do. So, why is it that people stay in toxic friendships? What do you think? I think personally, it's like the fear of isolation, out of habit, or even a guilt, or a perceived lack of alternatives, or desire to maintain a sense of belonging. Or it could be that they just are attracted to drama and they love it. Or they struggle with boundaries, self worth issues. All in all, I think bad friends lead to stress, anxiety, and sadness, all the things, right? My dad used to tell me this thing in friendships. He would say, stay away from those bad apples. And I used to think it was just so funny, but you know how you have a good apple touching a bad apple, and then eventually the good apple starts to turn. Well, it's the same concept in friendships. You are the company you keep. So we have all of these bad characteristics of a toxic friend, but what does it really look like when you have a healthy friendship? Well, I think it's mutual affection. I think it's trust and loyalty, having those shared experiences, having support and encouragement, having honesty and respect, and enjoying their company. That's that's it. When you have all those ingredients there, you have the making of a great friendship. Speaking of friendship, y'all help me welcome on the line Miss Nina Ross. She is the author of Break Up to Glow Up. It's a blog that highlights her detail of her relationship, and it talks about some really hard things that can potentially help someone else. And I just love that.
Artlist.io.
So, define your version of what an ideal friendship looks like to you.
Definition of a friend to me is someone who you can create a dynamic built on trust, respect, and support. It's when two people have the capacity of creating a space for each other to be authentic, to be real. And it's a type of relationship that I feel like is not created out of obligation, but enjoyment. And friends are the people that you choose and add to your life to make it better.
Very good response. Okay, so rolling into the next question. How would you define a toxic friendship?
Toxic friendships are draining. They take away from your life force somehow. You'll begin to feel unseen or unheard, low on energy due to one sidedness, and just plain exhausted emotionally, mentally, and maybe even physically. The friendship starts to become a burden.
Okay, I would totally agree with that. How would you handle this type of situation?
I'm someone who likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm super patient with others. I understand that people go through difficult times and we're human. We're not perfect. But I'm learning that as an adult, it's very okay to take back your energy from a situation that is draining you. Friends should be willing to communicate when you are not, when they're not able to show up in the ways that they used to. And if the communication is not there for me, I will start to distance myself. And that will look like fewer texts or calls, meeting up less frequently. I will start to create boundaries to protect my peace, and I will make an effort to care for myself and to be present for me. Losing friendships is hard, but sacrificing yourself is even more detrimental. It chips away at your self esteem.
Totally agree on that one as well. I've actually had a few situations like that where I've dealt with it, in the past, and it can be very draining, as you said before. So, do you think that like gender roles like play a factor in a friendship when it comes to like the toxicity of it all?
Gender is a hot topic in today's society, and it could play a part in toxic relationships, but I don't think that's a major contributor. I believe that women and men can have platonic friendships, whether with the same sex or with the opposite sex. But both parties would, of course, need to be honest about their intentions.
Mm.
And I want to focus on honesty. I think someone's character is a bigger indicator than gender when it comes to toxic friendships. Questions I would ask myself when vetting someone out to be a friend, a potential friend, would be, how does this person behave when they think that no one is looking? Are they accountable? Do they steal? How do they treat other people? How do they respond during difficult times? Do they keep their word? Or how do they receive good things in their life? Who someone is at their core will provide more insight, in my opinion, on the health of the friendship with them.
Beautiful response. Well, thank you so much, Miss Nina Ross, for joining in with Just a Girl with a Voice. And we hope to have you on the show again.
Of course, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there you have it. We are moving right along. We're going to look at now what to do when you are encountered with a toxic friend. What is the best way to end that friendship? Number one, be honest. Be clear about your decisions. Set boundaries, limiting the time and the contact that you have with that person. Avoid engaging, and if they fail to listen,
That's them, right? Take care of yourself after. Do not re-engage. Surround yourself with good friends and put yourself first. So those are pretty much highlighting what Miss Nina Ross came on and said. But I really want you guys to look at this, okay, and think about it. When you have a good friend, there are three things essentially that you want to check off that list. Number one, is it stable? Is it a long-standing bond that's being developed? Is it positive? Is it cooperative, helpful, reciprocal? I scratch your back, you scratch mine, that kind of thing. And then here's a fleeting thought that you can think about too. When you say no to someone, it's because you can. You have the right. No is a complete sentence. Okay? When you don't have the energy to do everything you're asked, or when you want to prioritize self care, no is sufficient. Um, and you can simply state to someone your needs are not being met in the friendship and stand on it. Let your no be no and your yes be yes, because you don't owe that toxic friend any explanation.
Artlist.io.
A friend is one that knows you as you are, understands where you have been, accepts what you have become, and still gently allows you to grow. That is from Shakespeare. I love that. So, this is a call to action for some of you out there to just take inventory of your friendships and really have a closer look at them and see if they're beneficial to you or are they damaging to you. Because sometimes if you try and take old baggage into a new season, it can anchor you down. And that goes for people as well. So you have to make sure that you're constantly looking at the circle that you keep around you and you're seeing if it's good for you or if it's just a negative situation. So, once upon a time, I had this friend and I would feel very like drained after a day of dealing with all the shenanigans that this person put me through. And it would literally be nothing but um, just all about her. The drama that would ensue, that would follow, and she would tell me all of these stories that were happening. And I understand people have their downtimes. People are down in their luck sometimes. Cool, I get it. But every single day, it was something else. And then it was like any type of um anything that she didn't want to hear. It's like it would ruin her whole day. She would literally complain about the certain people that she had in her circle. Um, she would complain about how people weren't doing for her. Like it was like an entitlement thing. Like, how dare they not give me money when I asked them for money? It was things like that. Oh, they're not my real friends. And literally I listened to her go on and on and on. And I thought at some point, these people that were dealing with her, she considered them a friend, they considered her a friend. And if she's doing all of this and talking about these people behind their back, I'm wondering maybe is she talking about me behind my back if something doesn't go her way? Like it made me really like look at it closer. And then too, you have people that are bending over backwards and trying to make sure that you're taken care of and that you're getting everything that you need. Sometimes even putting you before their personal needs, before their children, before their partners or their husbands. And it was wild to me. It was like the audacity, right? Like I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that where I've dealt with someone of this caliber to be so blindly selfish. and self-centered. And that goes back to that list that I was telling you guys about. You have to really make sure that you're taking inventory around you and seeing what type of people are in your vicinity. And we're reaching the end. I want to go ahead and encourage you guys to reach out with any comments, questions, or suggestions to justagirlwiththevoice1@gmail.com. That's justagirlwiththevoice1@gmail.com. If you haven't already, you can follow our YouTube page at Just a Girl with the Voice 1. We finally have most of the videos uploaded, and it's a work in progress, but we're getting it done. Also, if you haven't, you can subscribe at Spotify. That's where you'll catch all of our episodes every Thursday at 2:00. You can follow our social media pages, our Instagram, Just a Girl with the Voice 1, and our Facebook, Just a Girl with the Voice 1, for any updates. I know that last week, was it last week? Yeah, last week I had an update. I didn't post on Thursday, but I posted the very next day. So if there's any hiccups, that's where you want to go to get any information concerning the podcast. All right, you guys, have been a pleasure. Again, my soundboard is acting wonky. This is when I would play my outro, my little Snoop Dogg, but it's okay. We're going to roll with it, and hopefully we'll get it fixed for next week. You guys have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day, all right? And until next time, y'all take care.
Artlist.io